So, a few days ago I saw Kamen Heisei vs. Showa at the cinema. It was Japanese with Chinese subtitles, and it was a pre-screening. And as a pre-screening I got where did it go? A free sticker, which I'll cut to now. Actually, I'll do that later. So for the spoiler-free version of the review, if you don't want any spoilers at all, is this a good Kamen movie? It's pretty good. I'll say this: there's two main stories and quite a few mini stories that sort of cling on to the main story, and all the main stories are really good. One of the stories is decent; it gets the plot going, and the other one is kind of like no. The cameos are funny and good, decent, and the storyline, the people that do come back, like not just the suits, the actual actors that do come back from previous reality shows, those are actually decent. They actually give them they carry on their story or give them the personality that they should have. They're not just like, hey, I'm the writer from blah 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 year. Hello. They don't just do that. They actually have a reason to be there. They actually have a story. So that's good. And since there's also the pre-screening, I should go to those clips now. I just let those clips play. It was really cool. You got these cosplay people that come up. A lot of Kamen Riders there. Everyone's like, oh my god, it's like Ichigo and Nigo and Kuga. Nobody said, oh my god, there was Heisei. No one, and also no one said, oh my god, it's Wizard. And that's not the coolest bit. I mean, that's pretty cool. But so we all go into the cinema, we all sit down, and suddenly the doors open, and Heisei riders come in and they sit in the back row and watch the film first, and it's fun, It's just, hey, look, we're watching a Kamen Rider film with Kamen Riders. Hey, yeah, that's great. So, without spoiling the film, I say it's pretty good. So I'm going to go into spoilers territory now. I'll cut to the little quick look at the sticker row. So yeah, this is the free gift that came with the preview, first screening. This was also given out in Japan with all the screenings for the movie. There wasn't any Heisei ones, there's only Showa ones, which is still fine, still getting it straight from Japan. It's a resealable packet. It still says March 29th, the day that Heisei vs. Showa actually came out in Japan. It's pretty neat. And the tape it doesn't feel like expensive tape. It's not the plasticky type. It definitely feels like paper. And no, just unroll it up until it repeats. Let's see, it was started on Sky Rider, so I'll go all the way to Sky Rider. There we go. You can see right there, there's you got Sky Rider, Super One, Secross, Black RX, Shin, ZO, J, Tokuja, I think Kyoryu Ranger's on the other one, Ichigo, Nigo, Free, Riderman, X, Amazon Stronger, and then back to Skyward, and it just carries on all the way. It's quite a thick-ish tape. It's got that paper feel, but it also has slight lamentation feel, like it feels waxy. It's pretty good. The stick is quite powerful underneath, but of course I'm not actually going to use this because, as we all know, things like this is a collector's item, more so than anything. The print is actually kind of poor. It's very, very cheaply made. Yeah, I mean, it's not a great thing as it is, but because you can't actually buy these. You probably can on auction sites now, but the main part of this is it's an extra bonus item that you get for going to see it at a cinema. In Hong Kong's case, the pre-screening. So the film, quite a few of the smaller stories So the main story is Badan Empire's doing bad stuff, of course, and you can watch the Gaim and Tokyo Ranger crossover episodes, sort of like the prelude. And what they want to do is they're from the land of the dead, and the land of the dead is like the reverse, the inside of planet Earth. And it's kind of like the Super Mario Brothers movie where there's like a reverse world inside our planet. But in this case, it's sort of identical. And what it is here, like, it looks like our world, but what it is, it's where a lot of dead spirits are. And so Kamen Rider 15, the main villain of the film, he wants to bring his son back alive because his son died. And Badan Empire promised him so he can do that. And so he's working with them. But the catch is, their plan is to swap the land of the living and the dead, which means that the dead will be living again, but then all the living people will be killed. And also it's hinted at that there won't be a future, because even though the dead people are alive again, it's going to be stuck in this sort of permanent state, like they're not going to grow up or something. I don't think that's the case, but it's sort of hinted like, oh, there's not going to be a future of the planet because it's just the planet Earth will become land of the dead, even though they're quote unquote brought back alive. So he's doing that because the kid doesn't want that. The kid only wants to send a message back to his mom because, typical Japanese sort of movie storyline, like, oh, he said something bad to his mom before he died, and then he died, and his mom is holding this photo of him that just before he died and always remembering the bad things. She feels guilty for the rest of her life. So he wants to go and send her a message saying like, Mom, I love you, I don't actually hate you and all that. Don't be sad anymore, and I can go move on to the spirit world or whatever. That usual stuff, like, because there's something I haven't done yet, my ghost is stuck on Earth. In this case, in an underground place, but they somehow brought him out of there. For some reason, he's special. He's not like a ghostly spirit. He's like solid. He's like, just like a normal kid. So Badan Empire actually need him to power the machine that's used to swap the living and the dead world. It's not explained why he's a different ghost. He just is. So that's one of the main stories. The other main story, of course, is why the Heisei Riders are fighting the Showa Riders. So at first, the Heisei Riders fighting the Showa Riders, like one of those. This is where it gets really bad, because like we're pretending to fight the Heisei Riders so that the Badan Empire thinks they're safe to do evil stuff because all the Kamen Riders are preoccupied fighting each other. Because there's a ruse, and all the riders that do like fail, they become little lock seeds, and the lock seeds are trapped in the Badan Empire's place, and the lock seeds are used to also power this generator to do this evil world and the good world, because it's not actually powering the machine. And this is Sekross's plan to pretend to be one of the villains' generals. He's dressed up in one of the monsters. He's like, haha, I'm actually Sekross, and I've gathered all these lock seeds in the same spot, and all the Kamen Riders will jump out at the same time and destroy you. Wait, wouldn't all the Kamen Riders come together anyway? The only thing this thing works is yes, it's a distraction to think, hey, we can do bad stuff and review our plan and our ultimate machine because we think that the Kamen Riders are fighting. I can accept that bit, but it's very clunky. And of course, because it's a happy ending, they're gonna defeat Badan Empire. But after they defeat the Badan Empire, Ichigo comes back out and says like, actually, even though it was a ruse to trick them, it was actually partially real. We are pissed off with Heisei Riders because they cause all this mess, because their ideologies are slightly different from ours, in somehow thinking that it's okay to protect this child and bring him on planet Earth so that there's a chance for Badan Empire to do evil because Heisei Riders were too gentle and soft. Hey, wasn't the Showa Riders quite gentle as well? Like, I mean, Amazon rips people's faces off, but we still hug a child, but like, friend Domodachi, like, does that. What is it? Does that for? It's like, I can't remember what he does. He does. It's something like I can't remember what the sign he does. But it's like, what? Like, why? Like, hooray! We defeated Badan Empire. Ichigo's like, no, wait, I'm gonna fight you now. So that was stupid. Side stories. One there's a really good one where it includes Faiz, and so apparently Faiz has mental scarring. Even though he knew Kaiser wasn't a good guy, Kaiser died so that he could live, but even though he doesn't, because he's not, spoilers, human anymore, he thinks he doesn't deserve to live as much as Kaiser, but because, you know, so, you know, he meets X, but he doesn't, and here's a really good thing, he doesn't know X is X, because while they've all fought together before, they haven't seen each other unhenshin, they've already seen them in the suits, so when X finally transforms, he's like, oh my god, you're X? I didn't know you were X. And it makes sense, yeah, Kamen Riders, not all buddies, like, they have their own lives, like, after they fight together to defeat a big evil, they're like, yeah, I'm going home now, I don't know who you are. Which is good, it's like, you know, like Green Arrow doesn't necessarily know who Booster Gold is, or Captain Britain, because, you know, they're like far away. Like Batman knows everyone because he's like OCD about it, but, you know, not all superheroes know each other, they're not all buddies. So he encounters X and he has a long talk with them. X does cool stuff, he's a doctor, like he's still a doctor, and, you know, have conversations and stuff, have some bonding. And then, you know, and then the dumbness of Showa versus Heisei comes in, and they like kind of beat each other up a little bit. But, you know, in the end, they sort of come together, and Faiz learns a lesson. I'm not making it sound that good, but it's really good in the film. Like, they actually progress this narrative since 2004. In all the crossover Rider movies, that doesn't really happen. Even in O's Den-O or Rider movie, yeah, Ichigo and Nigo showed up, but, you know, you didn't actually see them, and their story didn't actually progress. It's just like, hey, here's Ichigo and here's Nigo, let's do some cool fighting scenes. Didn't progress new Den-O storyline. It was just sort of like, oh, there they are, doing their usual stick. So really, the other small stories, Faiz is the definite highlight. Of course, you got lots of in-jokes with like Decade and the trenchcoat guy. I can't remember what his name is. He goes like, "Oh, Decade, it's all your fault again," and so Decade comes along and he asks Gaim to help him find some other riders, and then Gaim can't go, so Baron goes with him. And you know what Baron is like. He's like, oh, he gets quite angry easily, and, you know, he's like, quote unquote, you know, he's got like manly personalities. And, you know, they go to Futo, and Shotaro's trying to look cool, but then he trips over a bin and he's like, oh my god, my leg hurts. And then the riders come in like, oh, well, really? This is the cool detective that we're looking for, that we need his help. And so they ask Double for help, and this is one of the funniest bits in the film. And God, Shotaro says, no, I'm really busy. And it's like, well, what's more important than saving, well, potentially saving the entire world? It's like, well, I gotta protect Fudo Tower, Shotaro, and he gets out a little diary. It's like, I got all these cases to go. I've got to find someone's missing cat, and next I gotta find someone's missing dog, and then next I gotta find someone's missing turtle. So that kid's like, fine, we'll go find it for you, and Baron's like, what? And so you got like scenes of like Baron trying to hunt down this tiny turtle, and you got that credit scenes where you know, Baron's in a pet shop looking at turtles and going, hey, you want to buy a turtle? Like, no, I'm just looking. Ooh. So those are just like really funny jokes that work. All the fight scenes are really well done, except for flying characters. So Sky Rider and Force, when they're flying, they look really weird. Like, I wish they could have like used wires or something in a green screen room, but no, they were fully digital models, and we know Toei is not really good with fully digital models. But the rest of the fights are really good. Very fast paced, very action packed. Every punch feels powerful. Other highlights is when Ichigo finally comes out. You can see bits of it in the trailer, but it's like really so feeling. It's like, finally the light shines on him and turns around, and it's like, Kamen Rider Gaim, and Gaim's like, who the hell are you? He's like, Orewa Hongo Togashi, and everyone in the cinema is like, oh, it's Ichigo. And all of these Showa riders, they do fight out of costume for a teeny bit. Of course, they're so old, they can't really do it. But, you know, they do the best they can, and this looks pretty cool. And, you know, Hongo does this rider henshin thing, and they've actually upgraded the effects pretty well. It's not like Black and Black Heart X in the Decade series where it sort of shines and just gets done. No, they actually did the belt opening, and it spins, and he jumps in the air, and all the clothing like reviews like patches up in front of him, kind of like how Cougar henshins in a way. And then helmet goes, and the eyes goes, bling, and, you know, the fights are really good. But don't expect to see too many Showa riders fighting. It's mostly Gaim fighting, and a few of the other Heisei riders. They take up most of the screen time. So if you're here wanting to see more Showa riders, you're not going to get too much. And another good thing is when the Heisei riders do come out, you actually see their power. Some of them power up their forms. So Agito does his red form. I can't remember the name of that one. And not burning, like when he gets the sword. And Decade does transform into a few other riders, and you got a few other riders just doing power ups. You got Faiz goes into blaster mode and all that, and that's pretty cool. Even though Wizard's in the trailer, he's only in it for a minute. Literally, he just comes out. He's like, "Hey, I'm Haruto," and all that. I will be your ho, and Shinigami. So literally, the actor's only in there for so little time. Of course, all the other main Kamen riders are there. You got Sengatsu and Ryugen, and the other 4 main ones are there. So a lot of riders in here. Kaiser isn't just flashback; he's actually in the film. And in terms of the voting thing, we got the Showa losers ending as well because the kids voted when they got the magazine, and your show was actually winning. So I don't know the other ending, but the DVD is gonna come out in August, and I'm excited to know that hopefully the other ending isn't as corny and cheesy and just kind of bad, because the bad ending is kind of, this ending is that one that we've seen is kind of bad. Ichigo is about to punch Gain, but then Gain is protecting this tiny little yellow flower because it's just life, and he's like, "Oh, they're so gentle heart, I've been touched and moved, I'm so sorry." And it's just like, oh my god, this is bad. The Deno bit is really funny. You know that's the Deno thing that goes with the Tokyo Ranger Sentai stuff. So when Sentai comes along, Kyoryu Ranger's like T-Rex suddenly turns into a train. No reason, but it happens so fast. Like all of this happens within a minute. It turns into a train because then Liner comes and is like, "I'm a train too." And then Tokyo, the robot's like standing up, and then Deno combines, and Deno takes the center body because there's a big Deno head on the mech robot, and because the Sentai says, "Hey, this doesn't make sense. This is a Sentai machine, not a rider machine." And then so Kyoryu Ranger's one comes down, knocks Deno down to the feet level, and combines it into the robot. And then Deno's in the corner thinking like, "Hey, well, this doesn't make sense. Why am I just the bloody feet?" And it's really funny. And it does the final attack, and the 2 Sentai teams are like, "Hooray! It's only Kyoryu Red and no other Kyoryu Rangers, just Red." But they're saying like, "Hooray!" and stuff. And Deno's like, "Yeah, that's pretty good, but why the hell am I in the feet?" And it's just like, everyone's laughing in the cinema. That's brilliant. So yeah, overall, really fun experience seeing this in the movie. The cinema didn't make it like extremely loud. It was at MCL Duffel. So in Kowloon Bay, that cinema, the audio wasn't insanely loud, so it was good. Sound effects were really good, action scenes were really good, and for the most part the story is decent enough to carry an entire film to make it a really enjoyable experience. So, wonder what next film that this company will bring from Kamen Rider into cinemas, because they did Superhero Taisen last time. They didn't do Taisen Z, so maybe they'll bring that in, who knows. Maybe they'll bring in the Guy movie or Kikaider movie, who knows. So, if you've seen the movie, tell me what you think. If you haven't seen it, tell me. So, if you've seen the movie, tell me what you think about it. If you haven't seen it, are you excited to see it? Because the DVD is only going to be out next month, and you know how fast Overtime or Heisei subs, am I pronouncing that right? They get those out really quick, because Chinese subtitle groups get even out even quicker. So, are you excited to see it when it finally comes out, and hopefully see the other ending? And let me know on the back. So, take care, have a nice day, because take care, and most importantly, Henji.